Round 2.
Happy Thanksgiving.
They weren't happy with just round 1.
No.
We had to come back.
Woo!
Spin the block.
Yo.
Couple times.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 12 of Fantasy Football, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W, as well as who's getting the highest score and the $25. First and foremost, rest in peace to a legend, Aaron Rodgers, an NFL GOAT. This fantasy season is for him.
Rest in peace, Angel.
We pray for a speedy recovery.
Amen.
Or amen.
Or amen.
As
we
they
made
say.
that known last week.
Had to emphasize that. You
and
don't
we
know.
said it and he won, so amen.
You don't know if we're praying or we're talking to our boy. It could be one or the other.
It could be either or.
Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Woo!
Bro.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's got to be mac and cheese. Got to be mac
Yeah?
and cheese. Yeah.
Better than any meat?
Pork.
Ooh.
Pernil.
Oh, some
Pernil
pernil?
with mac and cheese.
How about a little bit of yuca, though?
I don't like yuca.
You don't like yuca?
I don't like yuca.
Oh,
Hot
my
take.
God.
Hot take.
That is a difference on skiing. So, hey, man. The game's already started right now. Oh, it's about to start.
It's about to start
15
in
minutes.
15 minutes.
It's 12:15 right now.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So,
I think we're going to start off a nice little recap from last week.
yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of these points were on the money.
Oh, they were.
They were coming to us like it was no problem.
Yeah.
It's almost as if we know what we're doing.
Some would say.
Some might say. So let's see. You know, I had a lot winning last week.
You did have a lot winning. I did not have a lot winning. I had. Who did you play last week?
Alex.
He played Alex. No, he didn't play Alex. He played Joey.
Joey.
He played
Sorry.
Joey.
The two of them are interchangeable, as some might say.
Alex isn't going to like that one.
I don't know. Nobody had me winning last week. Nobody. Not me, you, nobody.
I didn't
in the
have you
league.
scoring 100 points last week.
There you go. Dropped 112.
Yeah, well, we had our 3 bets last week, so let's go over them.
All right, let's go.
We had the over-under on Cody for 100. I took the under. You took the over. You won that one.
Won the over.
Uh-huh.
You
We
said
had- yeah.
Ty Chandler on the Vikings was going to outscore Tony Pollard last week.
Okay, so this was
Here we
Ty
go.
Chandler as a starter because Madison wasn't supposed to play. He had a concussion. You know about concussions.
Yeah,
That was supposed to keep him out at least a week.
he cleared concussion
Cleared-
protocol.
He cleared it, and then he played. So that took some points away from Chandler.
It did. And, you know, even though he was in concussion protocol, that's something you got to take into consideration, especially when you're deciding who you're going to start between a flex or maybe an RB2.
Yeah, but even then, even Chandler being the number 2, he only got outscored by 3 points.
It's true.
So I think if he would have started, he would have beat Pollard, but if and buts, whatever.
Yeah,
Too
who
late
knows,
now.
man? Who knows, man?
Last one was Eamon versus Tariq. I said Eamon would beat Tariq. Well, I said some very disrespectful things about
Right.
Tariq.
We're not going to repeat all the things.
I could repeat it.
I mean,
All
that's,
No, I won't. Tariq, he did very well. But Eamon did what I thought he did, and he he beat you by 25.
yeah,
I said 20, it was 25. I was close.
yeah, I like that one. It was a good one.
It was a good one.
The fact that it wasn't even close, he pushed another 5 on him.
He pushed another 5 on him.
So, I don't know, man. It's disrespectful, but it's a good overall analysis at the end of the day.
All right, let's start the week off. Big week.
Look, we're going to start off right. You got me going against Joey.
Mr. Cold Feet himself.
It's Mr. Cold Feet himself. He's starting off. We're not that far away from each other. I'm 5-6. He's 6-5.
Yeah.
You know, if I beat him this week, we're both at 500. Then we take it from there.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's a hard one though. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got Jalen Waddle against the Jets, looking like it might be lockdown come on Friday. Then you got Brock Purdy against the Seahawks.
Okay.
Now the Seahawks aren't really like a notable defense per se, but they're not a push-around defense either. They're pretty in the game most of the time, and when it comes down to it, you don't really know whose game it is. The same thing with Tyler Conklin against Miami. You know, is Tim Boyle starting this week 1 officially going to change the route that the offense is taking
I
on the
think he
Jets?
will. I think anybody's better than Zach Wilson back there. I don't know what Conklin's going to do. If he was on Eamon's team, I would have projected him 18. He's on your team, though, so I don't know if he's going to ball out like that.
Eamon does have the magic touch when
He's
it
got
comes
the
to different
magic
stuff.
touch. So another thing to look at, I think, is Jamar Chase on Joey's team.
Yeah.
You know Jamar Chase balls.
He balls if the quarterback is decent.
That's what it is. And where's his quarterback now?
You know, his quarterback is Joe Burrow, and he's dead in the dirt right
He's
now.
in the
Out for the season.
In the hospital. So
Sick.
he's got Browning throwing to him.
Whoever the hell that
Yeah,
is.
the backup Browning. So we don't know what Browning's going to look like. I think Mixon's going to take on a bigger role in that team.
You know, I think that for Jamar Chase, you got two things in mind. You
Yeah.
have a really low floor because you don't know how well the quarterback position is going to impact him. But if it's not affecting him, then it's a huge ceiling.
I don't think the ceiling's going to be that big.
You
I
don't
think
think so?
I think his ceiling with Burrow was 28 points, 30 points.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's with Burrow.
That's
with
with Burrow.
Browning, I think his ceiling's 20.
But you know what? You don't know if the difference between the two. Obviously, Joe Burrow's a talented quarterback.
think it's a
and
big
nobody's
difference.
saying that it's not. But is Jamar Chase a talented enough of a receiver to fill in that gap for Browning? Is the real question.
I think it's going to be the same thing as we've seen with Garrett Wilson on the Jets. A very talented receiver.
Yeah.
And he's got Wilson throwing to him.
Yeah.
He's going to have his games. He's not going to have his games because it's the quarterback.
It's true. Another thing I wanted to note was, you got Devontae Smith. We already talked about him last week. He's an inconsistent player.
Yep.
Now he's going against a defense that just embarrassed the Jets.
Yep.
How do you see Devontae Smith performing this week?
I don't know. He had a pretty good week. I think he dropped like 15 points last week.
Something like that.
But that was also with A.J. Brown doing nothing. So if A.J. Brown's dropping nothing, he dropped 1 point, I think, and Devontae Smith is doing 15. If A.J. Brown has a game, I don't think Devontae's scoring 15.
Well, the thing about A.J. Brown is, he screams at his quarterback one game, and then the next game he goes crazy.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're best friends, him and Hurts. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so you get to scream at him because he's your boy, but now he's like, nah, my boy needs me.
He needs him.
He's going to start slinging it to A.J. Brown. He forgets all about Devontae Smith. Now Devontae Smith has like a 9-point game.
Yeah, I think that's a good projection. I think here we'll start off the day here. Over under Devontae Smith 12 points. What are you taking?
12? Oof. Against Buffalo?
Against Buffalo.
I'm going to say under.
You're gonna take under? I'm gonna say over. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go opposite with you.
Keep it even. Keep
Yeah,
it even.
yeah.
I like that. Who do you got this week?
I have.
It's close.
Oh man, it's close. I'm gonna pick you this week.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I think if Joey has a Jamar Chase game and Devontae Smith plays well, I think he'll win. But there's a lot of ifs on his team for me to take it. And you made a trade, hasn't gone through yet, so you have Warren this week. That's something we got to look at.
Yeah.
Warren's gonna help you score some points this week while you need him.
Especially matched up against Pacheco on the other side of
Yeah.
the ball. Pacheco, even though that he is the RB1, I think Max Crosby is a force to deal with. So
Yeah.
when you're talking about the Raiders defense, that's going to be something that really stops him in stride. So
Yep. I'm gonna take you.
I'm going to plead the fifth on my own.
I don't blame you.
I am. It's close. I believe in superstition. I don't wear my jerseys on game days.
Not anymore.
Everybody knows that about me. So
All right.
Moving
Who
right
we got
along.
next? Who we got next? Oh,
we got Dylan Angel at 4-7 against Brandon Barge at 4-7 also. This is shit against ass, if you ask me.
I feel bad for Dylan Angel. We've always been saying rest in peace. Now look at this. He's lost 2 running backs
Oof.
in 1 week. That's tough. He lost Aaron Jones and Kenneth Walker.
And Aaron Jones wasn't really
He wasn't-
screaming productivity
No.
either.
But you know what? He's not a bad 2 to have. I'd rather have him than Royce Freeman.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's
But
yeah.
he had Jerome Ford on injury prior, and now he's back,
He's
swinging
back.
things back in. So hopefully that balances out for the running back room on Dylan
He's got to
Angel's side.
hope. Well, look, something to keep an eye out here. He took the Chiefs defense and Harrison Butker were both on Joey's team a week ago. And now they're playing against Brandon here, so maybe those 2 pickups could help him win.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
They say defense wins championships.
Ooh.
Does that count in fantasy?
I would say that it does win championships, but when you're talking about fantasy-wise, an offense can carry a defense as long as the defense is solid. That doesn't mean you can have a bad defense and win the bowl, because you can.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's like it's true in the game, but not so much in fantasy, I would
Yeah.
say.
CJ Stroud threw like 3 picks last week.
He's still performed
He still
well
performed very well. So I think that might be his floor. That last week was his floor.
though. Jacksonville's been going crazy though.
That's true. I don't know. I think CJ Stroud's a beast, and I think he's gonna drop a good amount of points this week for him too.
Let me tell you something that everybody has been telling me about Thanksgiving football this year.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Lions usually play on Thanksgiving.
I think they always.
And
play
it was
Thanksgiving.
always a problem because
they
the Lions
suck.
were always ass. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then last year was the first season that they were like, okay, like maybe we're actually going to turn this around. Brandon has Jared Goff and David Montgomery starting on his team. And people are finally excited because the 8-2 Lions want to come and really show themselves off this week.
Yeah, I don't know the record. We'd have to look back at that one day and see how they've done on Thanksgiving every year. I don't remember the last time they've won on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I think maybe this is their year.
Hopefully, man, this is their year. I have no idea how anything else is going to go. You got Stephon Diggs in Philly. Philly's also a hard defense,
I
know.
think something worth looking at, CeeDee Lamb against Washington. The Giant Tommy DeVito had a game against Washington. So I can only imagine what Dak is going to do with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I
this
don't know.
weekend.
It's really a close one, you know. It might be a shootout, but I think Washington has something to prove, you know. A lot of people counted Washington out because they gave that trade away for Chase Young.
Yeah.
And everybody said, oh, okay, Washington is in a rebuild.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to come back. But now, you see them now,
All right.
they're playing all right.
All right.
All right enough to definitely stop Stephon Diggs at least a few times. Not all game, maybe.
CeeDee Lamb. You mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't think they're going to stop CeeDee Lamb.
No.
I don't think there's a chance.
You know what? I had me looking at the note up and down, and I didn't
Yeah.
even check the
No, it's
fucking
okay.
thing. CeeDee Lamb, I don't know. I believe in him. He's been talking shit this week.
He's
talking
gonna,
about he's the number one receiver
I think he's
in the
gonna
league.
put up at least 28. I think he's gonna ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week I think I'm gonna take Brandon. I think Angel not having his 2 starting running backs is gonna really hurt him this week.
Okay.
But for him to win this game, I think he's gonna need CJ to perform. He's gonna need Thielen to go off, and he needs Devontae Adams to be Devontae Adams
Yeah, for sure.
for him to win this week. So hopefully that happens.
Well, it seems like Antonio Pierce definitely knows what he's doing, though.
Yeah.
He's been doing okay. As a head coach, I would say, he definitely has been using Devontae Adams more properly than what they were doing prior to him.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not Pierce isn't throwing him the ball.
Of course. But the play is routed,
Yeah, a lot better
the
for
right
him.
way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to have the same amazing day he's been having these
No?
last couple games, man. I say he throws a pick today.
I say throw the pick today. Yeah.
One.
Just one?
Just one.
All right.
He's not going to shit the bed.
Second bet of the week. Over, under, 1.5
Two.
picks.
Under.
You taking under?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
one.
only one?
Only one. And because of that, I got Brandon this week.
Yeah, I think I also have Brandon this week. Sorry, Angel.
Yeah, sorry, Angel. Rest in peace. You already know.
It's tough. Tough times.
Yeah. All right, we got Alex at 5-6 against Eamon at 7-4.
Now, don't let the records fool you. This is going to be a game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a game.
It's really hard to see Eamon lose at this point, though.
It is.
7-4, on a good stride. His team dropped 150 something last week.
Yep. He's gotten his money back from the league already.
Yeah.
From getting most points like 4
He
times
has
already.
won $25, I believe, 4 times. You just said
4 or 5.
4 or 5. That's 100 to 125. The pay-in was only 75, so he's making money off
He's
of us at
making
this
money,
point.
yeah.
Hopefully, by this point next season, we can have a little arrangement. See if Cody's Corner gets a couple deals of their own.
Yeah,
you know what
I think
Look,
it's something worth looking into.
a couple sponsorships by the commissioner. You
Yeah.
feel me? But let's see. Then enough of that money talk.
Yeah.
Shout out Denzel. Feel me? We get right into this. This is a hard matchup. You got Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce going against Las Vegas.
Oof.
It's no mistake that Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know.
Especially with the way that Josh
If you
Allen has
ask my
been
dad,
folding.
too, he's the best quarterback to ever touch a football.
Your dad's a fake fan. We're not going to get into your father on this one.
Oh, okay.
He was a Giants fan for a long time. Now you're a Chiefs fan? Give me a fucking break. He's never been to Kansas City in life. But moving right along, I'm going to say that, I don't know, man. I think that Pat Mahomes is a talented player. Of course, like I said before, Max Crosby is a definite issue. But I don't see that really slowing them down as much as I think they could because, Pat Mahomes can move out of the pocket. You can get away from him. He's still throwing that ball. To who? His number one guy. You got Travis Kelce also on this team. I think this is a recipe for success.
I think another thing to look at, I don't know if you watched Chiefs-Philly game.
Yo.
Pat Mahomes is trying to throw the ball to other people. This guy, what was his name? Justin Walker?
Yo.
Justin Watson? He went off.
Mm-hmm.
He was like their third string receiver. He had like 8 catches. We had no idea what was going on. Scaffolding had a disappointing game.
Okay, can you explain what scaffolding is for the people?
So everybody listening at home, Scaffolding is a legend. So the story goes, it was years ago, before COVID, BC.
Yeah, BC.
We were in Cody's basement watching the game with our friend Anthony.
Shout out Anthony.
Anthony, we were watching, I think, a Monday night game, and he needed Devontae Adams on the Packers at the time to go off for him to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first thing we saw was Aaron Rodgers threw a bomb. Somebody caught it. We didn't know who. He thought it was Devontae. He was like, Devontae?
Right, because at the time, that was his go-to guy.
That was
So
the
you're
guy.
like, oh, of course it should be.
The guy gets up, and on the back, he said, scaffolding? Who's scaffolding?
Meanwhile, it was actually Valdez Scantling.
Valdez Scantling.
So, ever since that, the joke has been, scaffolding has been balling so far.
I mean, I think we looked at it, and that was like his career game. He had like 4 catches for over 100 yards, and like he put up points in fantasy that week. Nobody had him.
So it's going to be nice this week. This matchup, I think, is going to be really, really interesting. You got Zay Flowers against the Chargers defense. Their secondary isn't that good, but he has a Q next to his name, too.
They also don't have Mark Andrews anymore, so that's the number one throw. Like
Mark Andrews out, Zay Flowers with a Q, Odell Beckham with a Q. I think that this might be the game that the Ravens crumble.
This might be the game where Lamar Jackson runs for over 60 yards.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to anyone who has Lamar Jackson on their team.
Tariq playing against me.
Hey,
That's a good time.
I'm gonna just pull that right back for sure.
Alex has McCaffrey now. That's the backbone of his team. I think looking at it now, that was a great trade because Andrews was one of the main people in that trade, and now he's gone. So.
Yeah.
Great trade. He's got McCaffrey, the best running back in the league, undisputably. I don't know if I said that right, but whatever.
Hey, we're rolling.
I think he's gonna win. I think Alex is gonna come up on top. I like the underdog story this week.
The underdog story does seem appealing, even though I'm gonna go with the methodology that you were speaking on last week, and I'm gonna say, even though I think he's gonna win, I don't see Eamon losing. The same way that you were looking at Colby. And I
was looking at a lot.
A lot.
Saying I don't see him winning.
I don't see him ever winning. And then you know what? He won. So do I go with the same heart or do I go with the same logistics as, you see someone not winning and then they win. Or you see them not losing and then they lose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
I think I got to go against you. I think I got Eamon on this one.
Same thing I said last week. Alex is hungry for a win. His team needs a win. He's going to win. That's what I'm taking.
He's hitting 500.
He's hitting 500.
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
All right. Take it from there. He also has Joe Mixon.
Oh,
it's gonna be the Joe Mixon show.
It's gonna be Joe Mixon show.
But then he has Garrett Wilson
against Pittsburgh. It's gotta be the show.
Pittsburgh is a rough defense.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know nothing about Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has T.J. Watt.
Oh, okay.
Defensive end. He's a dog.
All right. So maybe
He already beat the record for most sacks by a Steelers player in their franchise history. So that goes to show you how crazy he is. Oh, man. So we're looking at this game right now, already talking about it. At the time right now, it's 12:38, so we're off. The games did start. You got Lions at 10 points, and you got Jaden Reed with 0. We're talking about the lineup against Tariq at 5 and 6, against Petey at 5 and 6. Even Steven.
Oh, this is a scary week.
Scary
week. I might not have Cooper Kupp playing. I don't have A-Chain playing. And I probably don't have Justin Jefferson playing.
It's a rough one.
My team is fueled by Jonathan Taylor and Eckler. That's it. I need them two to absolutely ball.
You still got Pittman on the line.
I have Pittman. Pittman, I think, is going to ball today against Tampa Bay.
I think so, too.
I think
if there's any chance for him to have another boom day, I think it's going to be...
It's going to be the Minshew show.
Yeah, for sure. You also got Amari Cooper. Listen, the story behind the curtain is that they think that David Njoku is this backup quarterback's guy on the Cleveland Browns. It looks like he's his favorite. Does that mean that lack of volume comes to Amari Cooper?
Maybe.
I think so. I think that's definitely what it comes down to. You already got Josh Downs. He's really not flowing as well.
Year.
He's having a good year, but, this is different. This is Thanksgiving week. This is night lights.
I think something to pay attention to is Pittman against Downs.
Yeah.
Who has the better week maybe will help decide who wins this week.
And like you said, C.J. Stroud is balling. Does he bring Dalton Schultz into the category, though?
I hope not. Well, I mean, he's got Dalton Schultz and Nico Collins. So I'm hoping they don't both get the ball.
Yeah, he's not gonna pull a Tariq twice.
He's not
gonna have all these players on the same team all play well at the same time again.
I think he'll
like
pull
he did
Tariq
in Washington.
Twice. I think he'll do it.
Man, I got faith in you. I'm going with you this week.
Oof, okay, well, I'm not gonna say a word. Oh, and we live over here. Jalen Reed touchdown
for 10 yards.
Hey, we'll take that.
That's 8 points.
I'll take that.
Woo!
Live studio audience.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. They's fine. He already has 9 though from the defense,
I'm
but it
st-
was at 10.
I'm still not saying anything.
Listen, we're gonna keep the ball rolling.
Let's do it.
We got a Lop at 3-8. Finally caught the W, looking like the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Against Anthony Barge at 6-5. I think that Anthony Barge's team is overrated.
Wow.
I'm gonna say it. I think he's overrated.
I think if you take Tyreek Hill off this team, it's a very different team.
Look, and I'm gonna say this. This is true, and this is what people say online. Our competition is speaking, and I hear them.
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce is playing old school football.
Yeah.
What does that mean? He's running it down the defense's throat. And that means Josh Jacobs is here to play. And he's getting the ball.
He's getting
play in and play out. He's getting the ball. No one's saying that he's not. He's on Anthony Barge's team.
Yeah.
If this was a couple weeks ago, nobody's giving a fuck about Josh Jacobs. And that's the truth.
They were misusing him. It felt
were-
like in the beginning half of the season.
They were misusing everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill against the Jets.
Yo.
Sauce is on that boy.
Yeah, I mean,
The Sauce. We mentioned Sauce last week.
yo,
And he did his thing.
he did.
He did his thing.
They scored a lot that week, though.
Yeah, but
That's not because of Sauce Gardner specifically.
who was Sauce on that week?
He had to have been on Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs didn't have a good week. He put up 6 points.
Hey,
It shows.
he did his job.
I think Tyreek Hill
Yo.
over under 18 points.
Ooh, that's a good number.
Yeah.
I'm going to say under.
You gonna say under?
I'm going to say under.
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
agree with you on that one. I think
Yeah.
Sauce is gonna lock him up.
That's a good one for sure. I like
Yeah.
that one. You know, I'm kind of upset about this because the truth is, before I made this trade that I just made with Colby, I was trying to get a tight end off of a lob.
Ah.
And that's the truth. And it looks like he traded away the people that I wanted on his team anyway. I guess my team wasn't good enough for his team, is what he's
I don't
trying
think he
to say.
made a trade, did he?
Well, look, I was trying to go for, I believe, Chris Olave, Trey McBride, and somebody else. I think it
Not
might have been-
Hollywood.
No, I traded Hollywood away
Had a good
earlier
time.
in the year. At a great time.
Great time.
Because they were using him consistently when I had him. I think
Yeah.
it was like 16, 16, 16, 14, like some shit like that. Really
Yeah.
close to 15 the whole way through. And then and then Alex came up and was like, "Hey, I really like Hollywood Brown on your team.
That's what he said.
I think we can make something work."
And then he came in like an evil witch.
He was twiddling his fingers and his back was hunched over. And
How about
shit.
that Hollywood Brown?
How about that Hollywood Brown? But
And then he gave him away.
and then he gave him away.
And he got tired of him.
all
too.
that planning and scheming for that, but that doesn't mean that Alab isn't gonna have a high productive week this week.
I think something to look at. Trevor Lawrence again might have a field day. He did last week. I think
That's
he was,
dog against dog. You got Jacksonville against Houston.
That's a good game.
That's Trevor Lawrence against none other than the rookie himself, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
A shootout.
Trevor Lawrence, I would say, was the player of the week last week.
Yeah.
Player of the week. He put up the most points he's ever done in his career in fantasy.
Oof.
32.
Is that a fact?
It's yeah.
The most ever.
Most ever he's put up in fantasy.
Shout out to Trevor Lawrence.
Shout out Trevor Lawrence.
Shout out to Trevor Lawrence. Live audience.
Live audience. We're clapping.
Live audience.
There you go.
Oh, they're live already.
They're live. Yeah, this is live.
They're there. One of them's showing the other one a picture. They don't even know what the fuck's
So yeah,
going
Trevor
on.
Lawrence averages like 15. He put up double what he averages.
Yeah.
So that's something to look at this week. Bijan Robinson, newly acquired on the Lobs team.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do? I saw a statistic. I don't know if you're gonna believe this.
Okay.
He's had one rush inside the 5-yard line this whole season.
Yeah, because he lets his stride go. Like they know that he'll get out in open space, and he's taking that down
they
the
don't
field.
they don't use him in the goal line. Like when it's first and goal, they don't use.
Like he's
Bijan.
not scoring, but he's getting down the grass.
getting down
though.
the ground, but-
Does it save him from getting that 6 points? Yeah, and you don't want to see that go out the window either. But at the same time, they know how to use him, and it's not fantasy favorable.
No,
But that's how they're using him in the
I
game.
think they need to start using him.
I think it's kind of similar to like, you know, I speak biasly, right, because I'm a Jets fan. But I feel like that's how they wanted to use Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook initially
didn't
in the
work out.
season. They wanted to make sure that Breece Hall, his legs get under him and really
Yeah.
stretch down, and then use Dalvin Cook, who used to be the shifty kind of player, but he's developed kind of into this older veteran running back that has a little weight on him. See if he can push down through the line. So it didn't end up that way, but I see why teams do this at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. So a lot great receiving core. He's got McCaff, DJ Moore, Metcalf, sorry, DJ Moore and Chris Olave. I think they can all put up at least 15 themselves.
Yeah.
But then he's got Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
I don't know what Chuba Hubbard's been doing this year. I'm assuming not a lot.
Oh, he has like his on and off games. We could take a look.
Yeah, he's projected 9.
Projected 9. Yeah. Look. So this is. Oh, that's how you see it. So. 8,
8,
5, 10, 7, 16. So he really doesn't
He's
touch
put up double
10.
digits 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, but it's against Tennessee. Tennessee's not that great. Also, I think the Ravens defense might really just shut down the Chargers. I think it's kind of hard. Like you said, Dallas's defense is nothing
They've
to be
been
played
putting up
around with.
20s.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And now they're playing against Washington. None other than the man himself, Sam Howell.
Some may call the Cowboys defense a receiver 2 at this point. If the way they've been playing, they're a receiver 2.
Fuck a flex.
Fuck a flex.
They're
If you could put the Cowboys in your flex, you
Yo,
would.
take DJ Moore out. I'm trying to start the Cowboys DST.
All right, to wrap it up, James Conner's been slow. I think he needs a good game here.
Yeah.
It's all about Lop's receivers and Anthony's running backs. Who's going to have the better week?
Can I give you a hot take?
Yeah.
I think Singletary scores 2 touchdowns today.
2 touchdowns? I'm going to take the under.
Under 2?
Under 2.
All right, 2.
Come back to it next week.
Come back to the next one.
I have a Lop this week.
Ooh.
He's hot. He needs to win out to make the playoffs.
He's not making the playoffs.
Oh, sources say he thinks he has a chance.
He's 3-8, sir.
He needs to win 3 in a row.
It's week 12.
He needs to win 3 in a row,
Okay.
and he needs like 2 other people to lose 3 in a row. But his points for third highest in the league. That's the difference.
It's impressive. I mean, that means he has a hard schedule.
He's playing Anthony, Dylan Houghton
Dylan Houghton's nasty.
next 2 weeks,
Fucking us from a distance.
and I think Tariq at the end. So he's got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Dylan Houghton next week's no joke. He's gonna have to play his ass off, but too far in the future. We're worried about this week. He's got to beat Anthony Barge.
All right. I'm gonna say. I don't know, man. I think it's rough. Like you said, I don't see him winning, but then he did. And then he had Trevor Lawrence again doing this. I don't know. It's gonna be a hard one. It really comes down for me as to like how good Tyreek Hill plays. And if DeAndre Hopkins decides to wake up, he looks good on the starting roster every week, but then because you can't not start him, he was that guy.
The rookie
for how
quarterback.
long?
The rookie quarterback's a tough thing.
Yeah, Will Levis. Sometimes he
Levis.
shows glimpses of promise.
Like Zach Wilson?
No.
Oh, that's what I heard.
There's
about Zach
no
Wilson.
glimpse there.
People always said there's
They
glimpses.
should close their eyes if there's any glimpse of anything because they are falsely advertising this. I've heard. Look, can I have a little Jets moment for a second?
Yes, you can.
I think that because I talk to Jet fans all fucking day long because I live in New Jersey, I think it comes down to when you're really talking that talk about the Jets, you get split into between 2 types of fans. There's one group of fans that says Zach Wilson's a fucking bum. This guy's a nobody. And it doesn't mean, look, I went to the Chargers game myself when they played in MetLife. He looks smaller in person. I'm just being real.
Did it look like Joey was out there?
It
QB?
looked like a Sour Patch Kid was out running on the field. This is something I've never seen in life. But no, there he was, waddling up and down the field. I was looking next to my dad. My dad was with me. My dad was having a fucking migraine in the
tears.
stands. No, it was horrific. But that's to say that when it comes down to someone, there's 2 types of fans. There's the ones that don't believe in him.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that blame the O-line and say, if he had a little more time behind center, he would be a productive quarterback.
I don't know about that.
We got to see where that comes down
As
to.
a Jets fan, I have a question for you.
Let's
Right
hear it.
now,
Yeah.
would you take Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold?
I like that you say that because I was actually having this debate. People are arguing that the Adam Gase era of coaching with the Jets
Ruined Sam
is
Darnold?
looking better than Robert Saleh's season so far. Because, and this is the ugly part of it,
This is becoming a Jets pod.
at least Adam Gase had the Jets winning at the wrong times.
Not the right times.
These Jets can't even win at the wrong times. You know what I mean?
It's tough.
But-
Live look here. Sam Laporta just scored a touchdown.
Oh, hey.
Just scored a touchdown.
2 catches, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. He's at 11.8 right now with
And-
8:30 left in the first quarter.
Wow. He might have a game.
He might.
I'm
It's
saying
early.
Over 20 now for sure.
I think that, you know what? I got Anthony Barnes.
All right. Well, okay. I'm done talking about this game. Move on.
Move on. Last but not least,
Ooh, it's a shootout.
it's a shootout. It's a good one. 8-3 against 8-3.
Top
Good-
dogs.
Good against great.
1 versus 1.
Batman against Superman.
Ah, that's good.
You got another one?
John Cena versus The Rock.
Ooh. I'm gonna say, hold up. I'm gonna say Spider-Man against Venom.
I like that.
All right, so
Wait. Joey
okay.
versus Cold Feet.
Oh, and Cold Feet is winning.
Cold Feet. We'll see. We'll see this week who won that one.
Oh, man.
He's not going to like that one.
Moving right along. We got Jalen Hurts against Buffalo. It's looking rough. I'm a person, as a Jets fan, who's the only team to have beaten Jalen Hurts this season, if I'm not going to, I'm going to say that I see chinks in his armor.
Yeah?
It looked ugly in Philadelphia last week. That really late throw to A.J. Brown, the one that got him yelling at him.
Yeah.
It shows me that this guy isn't invincible like the other quarterbacks are looking invincible in this league, Okay. And it comes down to when it's late in the league, like it's week 12, No, not everyone's gonna play picture perfect.
No.
Tom Brady even said there's a lot of mediocrity in the NFL.
He did say that.
He did say that. He said why? Because of coaching. So it might not be how good you are, it might be where you are.
I like that.
Well,
put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt, man. Hey, that'll be our t-shirt coming out.
I think it's going to depend on how many times Hurts gets his butt pushed this week.
Tush push?
Tush push. How many times you think he gets his butt pushed? Over, under, 2.5. Over?
I'm going to say like 5 times.
5 times getting that booty pushed?
Against Buffalo's defense?
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right.
This is also Kobe's last week with Rashad Stevenson.
That's it. Then he's on your team.
And David Njoku.
I'm both on your team.
It's similar to my situation. I get my players for one last hurrah. He gets his last players for one last hurrah. Trade goes through on November 28th. It's coming up soon. He has Njoku against Denver. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Denver's been on a run. You got Rashad Stevenson against the Giants. The Giants are looking a little scary. Tommy DeVito's here to play. That doesn't mean he's not going to have a good game fantasy-wise. Rashad Stevenson's Rashad Stevenson at the end of the day.
Do you have anything to say to the haters at home that did not like your trade?
Mind your business.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot of whispers.
Straight like that. Mind your business. And then that's really, man. He's going to be all right. This is a close one, though. This is probably the closest one for me this week so far.
I think A.J. Brown needs to have a game. Puka might be playing without Cooper Kupp, so that's going to help him a lot. Tank Dell's been doing amazing things.
Let me tell you something, though. Noah Brown comes back this week. And that's another receiver on C.J. Stroud's lineup. That might take a little volume away from Tank Dell.
Nico Collins is also healthy and playing.
Yeah, look, there you go, bro. Now you got all 3 of them. All that volume that was being funneled into that one guy, now it splits between 3. How much did he have last week?
Tank Dell, 28.
28? Let's confirm.
I think almost 29. 28.9 if I remember correctly.
28.9. That's 29 points. Let's call it 30 just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
That means all 3 players get 10. That's such a drop from 28.
Yeah, if you look earlier in the season when 3 were playing, he had like 6, 20, 28. So I think he's going to live in that 15 range.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I got him under 12.
Oh, I got Tank Dell over 12.
All right.
Over. Yeah.
All right. And that's it, man. Look, I hope you enjoy your time with your family.
No, you didn't pick. Who's going to win?
Oh. I was ready to say goodbye. I thought this game was in the
It's a scary matchup to pick.
It is. Maybe I was just subconsciously not prepared to make a decision, so I try to move away. I don't know. You got we're watching this live, like we said. You got Amon Ross St. Brown, 0.
Hasn't done anything yet.
8 minutes into the first.
He's gonna do something. You know how he is.
I think this one depends on how good Najee Harris does in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also has to do with how good Rashad Stevenson does in New York. Everything else, I think, is going to be pretty consistent to what you think it's going to be. So when it comes down to it, you sold me last week. I think Dylan is a scary team. I got Dylan this week.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go against that actually. Gus Edwards put up 20 last week. Haven't looked at his numbers. I don't know how often he's gonna do that. He had a great game.
All his receivers are hurt, though.
That's true. I don't know, so maybe he might do it again. Barkley at 30. Mm-hmm. I think him and Tommy DeVito figured something out.
Yep.
They're probably having some chicken parms together and talked it over.
Chilling out in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Posted up.
I think it's going to depend on hot takes and depend on Young Ho Koo. If Young Ho Koo has a game, Hoenn wins. But I'm going to take Kobe. I think facing A.J. Brown, Puka with no cup, and Njoku as the number 1 on that team, Tank Dell. I think that's a scary team to play. I think I'm going to take Kobe. Kobe.
I think it's a good call.
All right.
Hey, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Wrapped it up. Week 2 is over.
Week 2 in a wrap. That's it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Talk to you guys next week.